Let the air completely out of the tire. Rotate the valve to the 3 o'clock position. Press a roughly 15 cm long segment of the tire sidewall into the center of the rim. Place a continental tire lever close to the valve on the lower edge of the tire and lift the tire sidewall over the rim flange. Keep the lever in this position or hang it onto a spoke. Position the second lever between the rim and the tire at a distance of roughly 10 cm from the first, and again lift the tire sidewall over the rim flange. Hook this lever in as well. Place the wheel in a vertical position on a workbench and rotate it until the valve is on the side, in the 9 o'clock position. The portion of the tire sidewall extricated from the rim is now at the bottom. Shake the bottle of Continental Revo sealant. Take a look at the scale on the bottle to make sure you fill the tire with the right dose. Open the bottle. Position the nozzle into the partially mounted tire and squeeze the bottle repeatedly. For a 2.0 or 2.1 inch tire, squeeze 80 to 100 ml of Conti Revo sealant into the tire. For a 2.2 or 2.3 inch tire, the amount squeezed into the tire should be 100 to 120 ml. And for one 2.4 or 2.5 inches, 120 to 150 ml. Rotate the wheel, moving the valve past the 12 o'clock position to 3 o'clock. Remove the tire levers. Press the entire tire sidewall over the flange. Rotate the wheel, moving the valve into the 12 o'clock position. Using a compressor, inflate the tire in sharp blasts to an inflation pressure of 3 bar, 43.5 psi. The tire indicates with a pop that it has sprung into place. Under no circumstances should you exceed the maximum inflation pressure, which is indicated on the tire sidewall. Check the seating of the tire. To do this, observe the characteristic line above the rim flange. The characteristic line should be evenly spaced from the rim on both sides and over the entire circumference of the tire. Slowly rotate the wheel so that the Conti Revo sealant is evenly distributed inside the tire. Allow enough time for the sealing fluid to also coat the bead area. Position the wheel vertically for 10 to 15 seconds. This will cause the sealing fluid to collect at the bottom of the tire. Bounce the tire on the floor so that the sealing fluid splashes around. This distributes the Conti Revo sealant inside the tire in the sidewall area and seals up any small holes that may be there. Rotate the tire roughly 10 centimeters further and repeat the operation. Continue until you have completely rotated the tire. This will take about 30 to 40 seconds. Lay the wheel on its side so that it is perfectly level. This can be done by placing it on an open box, for example. Leave the tire in this position for 5 minutes so that the Conti Revo sealant can thoroughly seal up the last of the small holes in the area of the tire bead as well. Pick up the wheel. Shake it a few seconds before laying it down level on its other side for 5 minutes. Do this 3 times for each side. Do not immediately use the wheel for a race or a longer bike cycling tour. It may not yet be perfectly sealed. Don't simply leave the wheel standing somewhere. This would cause the sealant to collect at the bottommost point of the tire. The top of the tire would then no longer be covered with sealant, and the tire would suffer a loss of air pressure over time. Check the inflation pressure prior to every outing. It is important that the valve be at the top when doing this. Otherwise, a milky fluid might drip out and gum up the valve. To adjust the tire's ride characteristics, its pressure can be varied to tune it to the weight of the rider and the conditions. The FAQs at conti-fahrradreifen.de contain a table. The more the tire is moved, the better the sealant will be distributed. The first few days, ride short stretches on a daily basis to evenly distribute the sealant. On initial outings, you should always have a pump along with a spare tube, as the tire may lose air. The procedure with the tire is completed after a week.